Thank you for listening to another episode of SEO Science. I'm your host, Richie Burling, and I'm delighted to be joined again by Miko. Miko, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Hi.
Uh, busy in the office, doing all kinds of work and all kinds of different things. But we've been doing a lot of work on YouTube lately, and the it's been quite interesting because it's different in some ways to search engines, obviously. Although as we'll discuss very soon, YouTube is the second biggest search engine now. But it does present a lot of opportunities for people, different ways of reaching audiences and connecting with people and delivering information and spreading messages. Miko, what do you think about YouTube?
I've honestly loved it since I was about 12 anyway. Basically when Google acquired YouTube, they acquired me for life because they have a professional life and my like personal hobby as well. So there you go.
Yeah, it is amazing how much it's grown. My brother is a professional YouTuber now. That's his job full time.
Mhm.
So it's amazing how it's grown and how it's empowered creatives to sort of do things that would otherwise be a hobby, and now they're doing it like as a job. So it's been amazing in that sense, and also for lots of businesses, it's always quite interesting to see how people are utilizing video and YouTube in particular, to reach people. You mentioned there some interesting things. Obviously, Google bought YouTube. That was back in 2006 for $1.65 billion. That sounds cheap now, doesn't it?
Yeah, compared to what it generates now, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I just for last year, for example, 2023, um, revenue 31.5 billion.
Hmm.
That's pretty scary. They paid 1 billion, 1.65 billion for it. And
It's also recurring as well.
yeah,
It's not gonna get smaller, is it? So.
no. Well, the users just keep growing and growing. There's 2.7 billion people using YouTube every month now,
Mhm.
which is just behind Facebook. Facebook's number one. Apparently, 3 billion people use Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't use Facebook. I hate Facebook now. I can't remember last time I went on it. I can't believe 3 billion people are still using Facebook.
I mainly use it for Messenger at this point, to be honest, but I guess that counts towards the statistics as well. So,
Yeah, but saying that, WhatsApp was on that list as well. So if you couple WhatsApp and Facebook, bloody hell.
which Meta also own as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
So, and then if you look at Instagram too, so it's basically one company dominating a lot there. But they've introduced a lot of different things in YouTube over the last few years. Like they are pushing the ads a lot. I'm particularly getting fed up with YouTube ads at the minute, and I don't know about you, but they seem to be getting longer and longer. They used to be like 5 seconds, then 10. Now I'm having to watch like 45 seconds worth of ads now to watch a video. So they are pushing people towards YouTube Premium. And like as of 2024, they've got about 100 million subscribers now.
yeah, so to speak about the negatives of YouTube and the features at the moment is I pay for premium like pretty much every month because there are a couple of features that they stop you from using unless you pay. So yeah, ads is a part of it, but there's also most video players have a pop-up player. So if you click the home button on your phone, they'll pop out and you can just watch them.
Yeah.
YouTube does not allow that unless you pay. So they encourage you to pay in order to have that convenience, which is really frustrating. But they can do that. I mean, even over like stuff like Netflix and stuff like that, you can pop out the player with no problem. So
Yeah.
why can't you do it for quote unquote free? But mhm.
Yeah, nothing's free in this world.
Yeah.
I've got a question here for you though. So YouTube Shorts, that's been quite a relatively new thing, probably
Hmm.
spurned on by TikTok, but it's YouTube definitely waded into that market with a bit of weight. So as of this is February 2023, how many times do you think YouTube Shorts were watched in a single day?
Well, it's probably in the billions. I see. Or millions. Oh, no, okay. I'd say it's billion something.
Go on.
I'd say 5 billion.
50 billion
50. Okay, yeah,
in
I
a
was
day.
lowballing it
A day.
there.
That's crazy. So you like short videos? I mean, we've seen some of our channels, haven't we? The shorts do a lot better than the longer form content at the minute.
hmm
Especially for like subscribers, getting high volumes. So if you can nail the shorts, then it seems to be something that's working for. One of we've spoken a bit about YouTube, what it's currently offering in terms of like users and opportunities, but why does it all matter in the context of SEO, do you think?
Well, at the end of the day, YouTube is also a search engine, as you mentioned. It's the second largest one in the world. Um, and marketing is emphasizing heavily, especially with Google also owning the market share, not only on videos, but also on the search engine side with Google itself. They own that entire pipeline. So a lot of the things a lot of the things cross over. So like for example, if you think about how we approach UX, which we covered in a previous episode, and why it's like good and important to use, YouTube kind of functions in a similar way. Like you have everything that applies to like Google and what it can be used there. It also applies to YouTube. So like you want to have concise information. You want to provide everything that the user wants, like instantly. You want to keep them engaged. You want to give them things to click on, which is why like a lot of YouTube videos have like parts where people will say, "Oh, you can click on this to go to the next video," and things like that. Because obviously that is a part of UX that then enforces like more views and more revenue for Google, and it helps out them too. So this entire ecosystem that they've created kind of like fulfills itself, especially with videos being like a really good alternative to providing content on sites. So if you have a video which covers the same topic, people can alternatively watch that, which also happens to work with the WCAG as well. So as per the UX podcast.
Yeah, nice little reference back there, keeping the cycle going.
hmm
But yeah, it's amazing how important it is now because, like you say, probably the last few updates, we've noticed a lot more YouTube videos being pushed to the top of the SERPs. I can't remember how many updates. It might have been sort of October time last year. There was a big shift, and all of a sudden, as well as lots of Reddit and Quora links, there's a lot of YouTube videos now dominating. So Google is pushing more video-based content. Um, and like you say, because it's a search engine and it's such a big search engine, I don't know if you could afford to ignore it. It's like I mean, if you look at the top page, top ranking pages on Google for any kind of like really competitive search term, you can guarantee on that page there's going to be a video of some kind.
hmm
And there's a lot of benefits that the videos can bring, and not only like accessibility features, but you can like visibly demonstrate like your expertise and your experience.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that has become so much more important now. So big question for a lot of people listening, I imagine, is how can you use or what are the best sort of practices to follow when it comes to YouTube SEO?
hmm So in terms of what I know from my work and my hobby as well is that just how you would optimize things for SEO on your website, you have to also optimize them on YouTube. So I'll go through a couple of simple things that you can just do to like help your videos gain traction or visibility, or even help appear in the search rankings on Google or Bing or whichever search engine you're using on. So first of all, the most important thing is getting the correct title.
Yeah.
Obviously, just as you would with SEO, you need to identify your keywords and you know identify your target audience and what they're looking for. So if they're looking for a guide, obviously you want to provide them with something that says a guide on the thing, guide on this, guide on that. That then they can search up on Google, search up on YouTube. Hopefully it comes up and then you get a view. That's the simplest way that kind of links to SEO. And then the next part is the appropriate descriptions. So, well, actually, let's cover thumbnails first and then go into descriptions because that's a bit more technical. So,
Yeah,
thumbnails is simple, brain dead simple. All you need to do is just look at what if you look at a thumbnail and it looks appealing to you, you're just going to click on it. Where it's also why YouTube in recent years has emphasized YouTube Kids, which has become like a larger and larger part of the YouTube ecosystem. And most of the highest viewed videos, as we've discovered today, it seem to be catered towards kids. And obviously, kids are going to click on something that looks, interesting to them,
yeah,
like instantly like interesting to them. And it's a similar concept with adults though. Like if a thumbnail tells you like everything that's in the video, you're going to click on it, I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Um, what's your experience with thumbnails and titles? Do you ever pay attention to them or?
Oh yeah, I think the titles, because you wanna. There's a lot that goes on with a title because you've got to lure people in with something interesting. You've got to offer, like, promise a bit of value. Like you're gonna gain something from watching this.
Mhm.
And the thumbnails again, you've got it, like they complement each other. It's interesting. I remember doing a few experiments with this, and all it did on one particular channel was change the titles and the thumbnails,
Mhm.
and you do get spikes in traffic and clicks and people watching stuff. So there's a lot that goes into them. You mentioned the descriptions as well.
Yeah, so the next part is descriptions. So, what a lot of people get wrong about descriptions is that that's another place where you can put your keywords. So just like you would with content on a website, if you apply the same principles, you can't really go wrong. But number one, you can put a tag on it at the very top. I think this is only if you're partnered. So if you're not partnered, this probably won't apply. But you can put a tag for a video series. If you have so say your video is titled something like Guide to SEO Part 1, and then you have another one called Part 2, you can put that as a series and indicate that they're meant to go together. And by doing that, it makes the keyword for Guide to SEO, for example, appear at the top next to where the date that it was published. So that's one place where you can put a keyword in and help out. Additionally, in every single part of the description, you can put in links to your website or links to other videos that you have or anything like that. That obviously helps out your referral traffic and things like that. You can always refer back and forth between them. Additionally, if you say you have a description and the video is like 40 minutes or 50 minutes or 2 hours long, and you have a breakdown of each section. So, like you say, this is this has worked out really well for me in the past, by the way. So this could be a good advice, but it might not work necessarily for you. But if you put a pinpoint exactly what section of the video is about what, and you put a little description just saying like Part 1, this is about on-page SEO. Part 2, this is about technical SEO. Part 3, this is about off-page SEO.
Yeah,
But then you are also putting your keyword in those. You're sprinkling it in amongst the what would you call chapters, I guess, like of the
yeah,
video. So you have you just keep in making it more relevant to what the user is searching for.
yeah,
Which, if you've been paying attention, sounds extremely similar to what you do in SEO in
yeah,
general. Um, and you can also put tags, but I don't think that works as well as it does on like Twitter and Instagram. I don't think it's necessarily, but if it works for you, don't stop doing it. I mean, I'm sure you can put it in. So um,
yeah,
I don't personally, I don't really pay that much attention to descriptions when I'm like watching videos, but I understand that a lot of, especially older people, will click on the description as well when they're reading about it, or if they want to find out more.
yeah,
And you can obviously encourage people to open the description in the video as well and just tell them, hey, you can check this link out in the video or whatever.
yeah. Like you say, some people don't just will scroll past the description, won't they? But they'll stop at the comments, and you do see
Yeah.
quite a few YouTubers using pinned comments to
hmm
share more information, which is quite like links and stuff like that, or affiliate links if you're selling stuff. So that's quite a handy little
Yeah,
method as well. Yeah,
it's a great point. Yeah, it's a great point. And then the other things are more to do with like categorizing your videos. So when you make a video and you publish it, you get an option of putting it whether what the topic is about, and what audience you want to see is, whether it's like catered to kids or if it's for adults or whatever. You can always select that in the menu, so you can just go with that. Another part that is part of the final checks and like the rest of that is subtitles. So if you are hoping to like reach an audience that isn't primarily English speaking, or if it is, or if it's your native language and you want to serve it in English, having subtitles and closed captions can help out a lot, because you are helping the users with a language that they understand and they can pass, with they can't understand you and what your video is without it, which can always help out, get you more customers potentially. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's always an important part of it. Is there anything else? I think that, oh, there's one more thing. So I mentioned it briefly at the beginning when we were talking of like different strategies that YouTubers use. If you add end cards and start cards, is this called start cards? I guess they'll just call them cards. So you have the end screens and cards, they call them. So cards are ones that pop up and just you can just be like, click on this to find out more or whatever. So and that will be like in the top left or top right. Usually people put two next to each other, so you can click on either video that is interesting to you. You can also you can put up to a maximum of 4 on either side. Sorry, 2 on each side, so maximum of 4. And that helps you, like, if people are interested in more content, you can always serve it to them like that, which is good. You can also put links in your video. If you are partnered, again, I have to stress this, like this will only work if you're partnered. You can put ones that link out to your website, ones that link out to like a subscription service. So if you say subscribe to our mailing list, for example, in your video, you can make that pop up if you're partnered, and then they will take you straight to your mailing list, which is a great conversion tool.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it. I mean, the one other thing that could be like this is more of like an experimental thing, but you can create a playlist which has all the topics that, so like I mentioned, but if you create a series that's a guide to SEO, you can just you can make a playlist that has all of them, so that when someone searches it, it might come up, and then they can go through each one to like watch them in sequence. Which obviously, if they're watching them in sequence, you get more views, you get more ad revenue, and you get more visibility in general.
Nice. All very good stuff there. So great tips to go on. It does take time to learn about how it works, and uh, you've got to play around with it just to put yourself back in your shoes where when you first started doing SEO, and you're just kind of like messing around, trying different things, seeing what works. And it's going to be the same with YouTube. It's very new for a lot of people. Um, Also quite challenging to make the videos if you're not too sure about using video editors and stuff like that. But there's plenty of skilled people out there to help. So give it a go. Don't be afraid. Rico, I was going to ask you about any case studies that you've or examples of really good YouTube SEO that are quite illustrative.
So I will use one of my own and then one that I have been paying attention to. So one of my own is I worked for a company called Garage Ride. Their product was a basically to do with garages. They did like a load of garage accessories and things like that. The a video that I produced on it, essentially they had a video that was doing really well, which was the installation of one of their products, but they only served it in English. They were selling products in 80 different countries at once. However, 3 of those were USA, Australia, and England or the UK. And then, but they didn't really have any content for any foreign speaking countries. So anyone that spoke French or Spanish or Dutch was not able to adequately use the well, they were able to use our website because it was translated, but there was no video content for them, so they were just watching the English videos with subtitles and using that. So for my case study, what I wanted to do was I wanted to expand our range from just being all these English videos to then include more videos that featured French and German, which was the 2 I've made. So I got a translator, and then we worked together for a couple of, I think it took like a month in total, going back and forth and like figuring out everything that we wanted to include. Then I contacted someone that was that spoke the language, so that they could then dictate what was being said in the script and
Yeah.
had a good voice for it, which is the important part. Obviously, as they were speaking language I didn't really understand, it was kind of hard to gauge how good the voice would be for like an audience, but I tried my best. That video gained, I think, 50K views in 6 months, which for a very niche company that only focuses on garage accessories was really, really good.
Yeah.
As far as and it was only French as well. It wasn't like Spanish, which had a lot of different countries involved. Obviously, that would only be really Canada and France and some other countries like in between.
Yeah.
So that was like a very impressive performance for what is like a very niche product, because
Yeah,
people were
definitely.
clearly wanted it. You know what I mean? Like they wanted the French customers wanted a way to like, other than just paper instructions or instructions on a PDF, they wanted like a video that showed them, as you said, with expertise and experience of what to do with the product. Um,
There you
so
go.
that's basically my case study. And the German one didn't do as well because the market was a bit smaller on that one. But I think it's on 20,000 right now, so
There you go.
it's not terrible for that.
Yeah.
And the other case study is there are a lot of channels on YouTube that I was looking at, but in particular there was one which was it's more of like a fun fact, I guess, but Discord on April Fools released a video which said that they would be releasing loot boxes in Discord for emotes and things like that. Well, they wanted to be cheeky and put it into the put it into Discord so that whenever you opened it, the video would autoplay. However, the video never stopped autoplaying. So what would happen is you opened Discord, and as long as you had it open and you were playing games or doing business meetings, maybe I don't know, the video would constantly play in a loop in the background, muted, so you can't hear it. And within 24 hours, the video reached over 1.4 billion views, which is the highest speed that anyone has ever reached that amount. And then a couple of days later, YouTube walked it back, took away all the views, and then they also got the record for the most views deleted in a single 24-hour period. So there you go. So that's a good case study of what not to do.
Nice try, though. Nice try.
I mean, well, if you're gonna get 1.4 billion views, I mean, that's not nothing. The video is currently sitting on 3.5 million after it all got deleted. So
Oh,
it's only a slight drop.
that's probably just people wondering what the video was.
Oh yeah, there must have been a lot of people seeing it on trending and just being like, "What is this?
Yeah.
Why is this 17-minute video got so many views?"
There you go. Well, I hope everyone, if you're listening at home, you found that useful. YouTube, definitely an interesting area to explore. Difficult though, because it's new and it's not written words like we're all used to. So
Hmm.
just take it in your stride, see what you can discover, try experiments. SEO science, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Experiments.
Exactly.
And then yeah, see what results you get. If you do get any good results, please share them in the comments. Let us know. We're always keen to hear how people get on. And just a summary then, Miko, what can we take away from this?
If you are planning to use Google for your business, make sure that you're doing it correctly and you're not and you're thinking of it similarly to how you would do SEO, but not exactly the same, because it isn't exactly the same. Just try to probably get professionals in to help you if you're struggling with it, because no matter what, it will always help you out to have another channel available for you.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, thank you very much for listening, and we'll be back again with more SEO tips very soon.